Have you ever wondered why some of the most spiritually gifted people, those destined for greatness, often wrestle with temptation, especially lust, in the most hidden ways? This quiet, secret war is often masked by their strength, leadership, and public success. Yet beneath the surface, it can delay their destiny, drain spiritual power, and leave even the most anointed feeling trapped. This video reveals the deeper spiritual truth behind this battle. By the end, you will understand why it happens and how to break free, overcome, and step fully into your calling. Throughout history, those chosen for divine purposes have faced intense internal battles. The greater the calling, the fiercer the spiritual warfare. This pattern is seen repeatedly. King David, a man after God's own heart, fell into lust's trap. Samson, anointed with supernatural strength, was undone by temptation. Today, many spiritually gifted individuals walk this same secret fire. But this struggle isn't just about weakness or willpower. It's about spiritual strategy. Lust, often viewed as a personal moral failure, is actually one of the enemy's calculated weapons. Its aim is to sideline the chosen, silence their voice, and delay their divine purpose. Understanding this truth is the first step to victory. First, spiritual sensitivity makes the battle sharper. Those gifted don't just sense God's presence, they also feel the enemy's attacks more keenly, like a radio tuned to both divine signals and interference. This sensitivity makes lust more tempting and harder to resist. The enemy exploits this to distract and weaken those with divine callings. Second, isolation worsens the struggle. Many chosen ones walk lonely paths few understand. This solitude becomes a spiritual desert where temptation thrives unseen. I once met a young pastor who fought lust silently for years. His position demanded purity, but shame and fear kept him from confessing. Only when he found accountability and community did healing begin. This shows how connection and openness break hidden chains. Third, the higher the calling, the stronger the attacks. Those with great spiritual responsibility face intensified warfare. Lust drains their energy, scatters focus, and distances them from God. The enemy knows distracting a leader affects not just one person, but the entire community they serve. This explains why many spiritual giants fell, not for lack of faith, but because they underestimated the enemy's cunning. Fourth, emotional wounds create vulnerabilities. Unhealed pain, like rejection or betrayal, opens doors to lust as a counterfeit comfort. King David's failure with Bathsheba wasn't just lust, but also deep emotional wounds. Lust often intertwines with pain, making the struggle complex and requiring healing. Finally, strong spiritual gifts often coexist with weak flesh. No matter how anointed, humans have physical and emotional weaknesses. Without spiritual disciplines like prayer, fasting, and renewing the mind, the battle intensifies. I've seen gifted ministers fall by neglecting daily spiritual care. Spiritual gifts demand spiritual discipline. Let me share two stories illustrating these truths. A woman deeply called to ministry carried hidden wounds, rejection and betrayal. Vulnerable to lust's traps, she struggled silently with guilt and shame. Only after joining a close community, embracing prayer, accountability, and counseling, did she start breaking free. She learned lust is not just temptation, but a spiritual attack aiming to derail destiny. Another young church leader, strong in public, confessed his isolation made him vulnerable. The pressures of leadership left him alone. When lust tempted him, he hid his struggle. Eventually he fell, but openness led to restoration. Now he mentors others in similar battles, proving no one should face this alone. What can we learn? Victory is possible. Lust is a fierce opponent, especially for those chosen for greatness, but it's not invincible. Spiritual discipline, prayer, fasting, renewing your mind is essential. Accountability breaks secrecy's power. Emotional healing removes open doors for the enemy. And above all, God's power transforms weakness into strength. In conclusion, the hidden battle with lust is real and painful, but does not define the called. The enemy seeks to trap and discourage, but God invites us to fight with his strength. If you or someone you know faces this struggle, take heart. You are not alone. With faith, discipline, community, and healing, victory awaits.